All right, it's 6:40 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan. For those of you watching us on YouTube, we are getting ready to go live on Facebook as we now have not one, but two tornado warnings over in Washington County, Alabama. And so a new tornado warning for Washington County, Alabama that's going to be on the board until, I believe, 7:30 p.m. And again, we're about to get ready to go live here on Facebook to bring you the very latest information. Current time is now 6:40 p.m. and the Weather Service is calling this tornado coming into Choctaw County confirmed. So again, just getting ready to go live over on the Facebook side of things. You're looking at West Alabama, specifically Choctaw and Washington counties, now under two separate tornado warnings. One tornado is here. This is basically near U.S. Highway 84. The other is back in Mississippi in southern Wayne County. It's going to cross the state line and come into areas near Chatham and Yarbo. And so that's what we're looking at with this new tornado warning. And let's see here. Again, YouTube kind of gets to see the behind the scenes situation before we go live on Facebook as it works now. And Matt, you ready? All right, let me do that and I'll bring it over to you. And just watch those comments, please, sir. I will be going to the box some as well. Say it again. I'll bring you the mouse. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All right, for those of you on YouTube, stand by as we are, you're about to see the intro roll. Tornado warning, by the way, is until 7:15, so 7:15 p.m. We are going to start our coverage over on Facebook right about now.
Live from Red Zone Weather in Brewton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Megginson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
Got a tornado warning until 7:15 p.m. for parts of Washington County over in West Alabama. This is a possible tornado that's back in Mississippi right now, but this is going to be crossing the state line into Alabama in about 20 minutes or so. If you are near Yarbo, you need to implement that tornado safety plan now, as we have a possible tornado back in Mississippi that is moving in from the west. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan. Yarbo and Chatham and Milry are the communities over in West Alabama currently involved in this active tornado warning that's on the board until 7:15 p.m. The good news is this is the main line of storms tonight, and so once this line clears through your location, you get an all clear. But nobody in southwest Alabama or northwest Florida gets an all clear yet. It's early on, and this is the first of what could be several tornado warnings over the next few hours. And again, we're talking West Alabama. Let me stress that everyone else across our region is fine right now. This is specifically an issue for Washington County, Alabama. Possible tornado is right in through here, kind of at that triple point with Greene and Wayne counties back in Mississippi, and it's moving off to the east at a very rapid clip at about 40 miles per hour. Matt, do you have radar scope up or no? Yes. All right, let's take that. And what we're going to do is show you the velocity on this and show you exactly where we have a possible tornado. It's going to be right here. So that's your possible tornado, and this is coming up towards state line Mississippi over the next few minutes. Let's go back to LD1, please. And again, this is specifically an issue for West Alabama in parts of Washington County. That's kind of the zone that we're most focused on at this point with this possible tornado. And I should mention as well, I tell you what, it has been a windy day across the region. Those winds have been howling over the last several hours. And this is the first of what could be several tornado warnings tonight in West Alabama. And Matt, if you will please, sir, take us over to the graphics, please, and let's show our folks in Yarbo and in Chatham exactly what to do right now, because this is an issue for Yarbo, Chatham, and areas near Milry over in West Alabama. We're encouraging you to get underground if you can, lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. We need you to grab a helmet, something to protect your head. That is the best possible thing that you can do right now, is protect your head if you are in Chatham or Yarbo. Let's go back over to LB1, please, sir. And again, you're looking at West Alabama. This is a map of the whole region, and we're covering this tornado warning. Two possible tornadoes at this point. One is happening here very near the state line coming into Choctaw County, Alabama. All right, so one is coming into southern Choctaw County, Alabama. We have a tornado warning for Gilbertown that's on the board until 7:30, I believe. Let's check the time. No, 7 o'clock. So current time is 6:46. This thing is racing off to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour, and this is going to be up on Alabama Highway 17 imminently. And so Choctaw County, the southern part of Choctaw County, Alabama, be in a safe place. Gilbertown, Silas, Toxie, you're under the gun from this possible tornado very near the state line right now, and this is moving off to the northeast. Our other tornado warning is currently back here in Mississippi, and right about there is where this tornado would be if we have one down. This is a QLCS tornado, and what that means is quasi-linear convective system. So in other words, one of these brief spin-up tornadoes. This probably is not going to be a tornado that's down on the ground for very long, but y'all know what I always say, if it affects you, it's a big deal. And so we could have a tornado down back in Mississippi right now, coming into areas near State Line, the community of State Line, Mississippi, which is right there on the line between Wayne and Washington counties. Wayne, of course, in Mississippi, Washington in West Alabama. And so let's show you the whole line of storms, and we'll kind of loop this. We've been tracking this over the last 12 hours. It originated back in Texas and Oklahoma. It's crossed through Louisiana, and now this line of storms is working its way through southeast Mississippi, about to come in to West Alabama. And so we, again, really moving off to the east pretty quickly. Let me go to our regional radar view and check on the northern periphery of this. And yeah, storms up here in central Alabama are below severe limits. So if you're in places like Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Demopolis, areas near Marion, Alabama, all those areas are fine. It looks like all of the issues are going to be down here where we are in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, as we have just a little bit more in the way of instability in our area compared to communities further to the north. And let me stress, for folks watch, I know we got a lot of folks who are nervous, afraid, don't like bad weather, especially at night. That would be us as well. We don't like doing these events at night, but if there's any bit of good news, it's that we should be out of here by, say, 1 a.m., maybe even midnight. So it's not going to be an all-night event. It's going to be the first half of the night event, and I think we can all handle that a little bit better than we can the 3 and 4 a.m. warnings. But again, the reason we are here is this. It's this tornado warning for Washington County. Washington County does belong to us, and we have been fortunate over the last 10 years to have never missed a tornado warning. And that trend continues tonight for Washington County. And let me stress, for folks in Sunflower, McIntosh, Vinegar Bend, Malcolm, you're fine. You are fine right now. This is specifically an issue for areas near Chatham, Milry, Loper, and Yarbo, tiny community of Jordan as well over in Washington County. We're calling no travel at this point on Alabama Highway 56 from Chatham back over to State Line, Mississippi. Also, no travel at this point on Alabama Highway 17 extending from Milry back down to Chatham, as we could have a tornado going through that area in about 10 minutes or so. The good news with this, you've got lead time. You're very blessed with lead time. You do not have an imminent tornado over the next few seconds, but there could be a tornado in about, say, 10 minutes. And I would, get sheltered in the next 5 minutes just to, be safe. You got about 5 more minutes in Chatham, Yarbo, and Milry before we need you hunkered down, helmets on, adults and kids. So be in a safe place now if you are in those communities. Current time is now 6:50 p.m. Central Time. I'm Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan is with us tonight. Glad he's with us. He is doing all the on-screen production in terms of what you see. I get to give you the play-by-play and tell you exactly what's happening in the world of meteorology here. And just shooting it to you straight, I'm really concerned that we may see more of these in terms of these brief spin-up tornadoes. This is going to be a deal where we're probably not going to see these long-track violent tornadoes, I don't think, thankfully, but we may see these brief spin-up tornadoes that, last, say, 1 minute, 5 minutes maybe. And if that affects you, it's a big deal. So, again, we encourage everyone to be in a safe place now in western Washington County. By the way, this is north of Fruitdale. All right, so here's Fruitdale. Fruitdale is out of the polygon. If you're in Fruitdale, yes, you've got some rough weather coming in, but for now, you are not under a tornado warning if you are at Fruitdale, Alabama. Yeah, getting several reports. Just got a text from my aunt, Candy Williams, and she is telling me that the eastbound lane of the causeway is being inundated with water. And I've seen several reports like that over the last few hours. The causeway, of course, is down here in Mobile, and that area is under a tornado watch, but as of this moment, there is no imminent concern in any part of Mobile or Baldwin County. And let me be honest in saying, I hope we can kind of get the parades and such done over the next 30 to 45 minutes before the bad weather comes in from the west, because storms at this point are about 60 miles to the west of the city of Mobile. And of course, it being Fat Tuesday, we are of course at the peak of Mardi Gras season. And so hopefully all the parades at this point, I know there was one scheduled for 6 o'clock. I think that was the Order of the Myths, if I'm not mistaken. But that should be coming to a close pretty quick. And if you're in Mobile County, there's no warning at this point, but just know you need to get where you need to go in the next 45 minutes ahead of these storms. Let's go back up to our tornado warnings, and these are in place for Choctaw and Washington counties, southern Choctaw and northwestern Washington County. And this possible tornado in Choctaw County is right here. This is going to cross Alabama Highway 17 over the next few minutes in areas near Gilbertown and Silas. And so we are encouraging everyone in southern Choctaw County to please be in a safe place as we have a possible tornado coming in from the west. And let's see, Matt, if we can you go back over to the iPad, please, sir? Let's look at it on velocity there. And yeah, that signature is not exactly a tornado signature, but nonetheless, we're going to respect the tornado warning polygon. There could be damaging straight line winds. That is more of a damaging wind signature. And I suspect if that continues, the Weather Service will kind of let this go. That would be phenomenal news if we could get through this with no tornadoes down tonight. But that clearly could be damaging straight line winds in southern Wayne County coming into northwest Washington County over the next little bit. Let's go back to LD3, please, and we'll show you again this tornado warning in southern Choctaw County that continues until 7 o'clock. Gilbertown, if you know anyone in Gilbertown, Alabama, call them now. This could be a tornado in southern Choctaw County. The one up there is a little bit more robust than the southern couplet, the southern circulation down in Wayne, Mississippi. Let's go back over to LD1, please, and we'll zoom in on both of these cells these are the only warnings that we've got. We should note that we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for all of Choctaw and northern Washington County, along with now western Clark County. And so a severe thunderstorm warning is now rolling for Clark County in Alabama, and that's on the board until 7 o'clock tonight. I suspect that will have to be continued. We will know shortly what the Weather Service is going to do on that. And that does include places like Coffeyville and Morven. And so we'll see what the Weather Service decides to do with that severe thunderstorm warning. I tell you what, though, these storms are moving. I mean, moving quickly. And really, we're only about 20-25 minutes away from being able to give our first all clear to Milry. But right now, Milry's under the tornado warning, and so we can't do that just yet. But I say that to say that just is proof that these storms are really, really moving along at a very rapid clip. And these are the only two warnings that we've got as of 6:56 p.m. This is a very sparsely populated part of West Alabama. Washington County has only about 16 or 17,000 people total in the whole county, and it's a very large county over in West Alabama. And if you're just now joining us, folks in Loper, Yarbo, Chatham, Milry, and areas near State Line, Mississippi, you need to be implementing that tornado safety plan right now, as we have a possible tornado that is coming up on State Line, Mississippi, the community of State Line, Mississippi, over the next few moments. So again, for folks in State Line, the community of State Line, you need to be in a safe place now as we have this possible tornado coming in from the west. Let's see the movement on that. It's moving to look at that speed. 53 miles an hour. So this thing is racing off to the east at a very rapid clip. It looks like the actual circulation area may be more of an issue for State Line and Chatham than it will for areas further to the north, but I can't rule anyone out in that polygon. So Milry, Yarbo, Jordan, Chatham, and State Line. Those are the areas involved. This is northwestern Washington County, Alabama. And if we have a tornado down, it's going to be right here, moving just like that, basically paralleling Alabama Highway 56 very shortly. And so, again, watching this very carefully, as we could have this tornado crossing into Alabama in about 5 minutes. And so let me stress, for folks in Milry, it's time to have the helmet on. Same thing in Chatham, same thing in Yarbo, same thing in Loper. Have that tornado helmet on. Tornado helmets save lives. And we got a new severe thunderstorm warning until 8 o'clock. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning. So I tell you what, Matt, let's go ahead and introduce the folks to this new severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be valid until 8 o'clock. I can tell you that this is going to include Thomasville. So again, a new severe thunderstorm warning is coming on the board for much of Clark and also Washington counties in West Alabama. You seeing anything in the way of comments? Yeah, I have not seen anything in the way of damage reports locally, but again, that's to be expected because these storms have not come into our local area. They're moving through southeast Mississippi now, and again, we are here because of the tornado warnings, but I'm really concerned about the threat of damaging straight line winds as well. That thing in Choctaw County means business. I mean, we could have 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts near Gilbertown imminently. So Gilbertown, Silas, and Toxie, be in a safe place now. And Matt, if you see anything, don't hesitate to flag me over here. By the way, I know that we got a lot of folks watching from outside of these tornado warnings. Let me know if your power has gone out today. We have had these pressure gradient winds out ahead of this advancing line of thunderstorms. And if your power has gone out, be sure to include your approximate location. Because that is immensely helpful to let us know where we have had power outages. I do know that there was a a brush fire earlier today on US Highway 84 near Purdue Hill. That was a fire that got out of control there just past the, I think it's a chevron there on US Highway 84 in Monroe County near Purdue Hill. Firefighters were on the scene earlier, and from what I understand, that fire was able to be controlled. And I should mention as well, the Weather Service has decided to cancel, they've expired. What's happened here, the Weather Service has expired the tornado warning for Choctaw. And so what they're doing is leaving this new severe thunderstorm warning on the board until 8 o'clock for every bit of Choctaw County, Alabama. So no more tornado warning for Choctaw, but you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. And I'm telling you, that thing is bowing out very near Gilbertown. So what that means is, folks in Gilbertown, you may have some damaging winds over the next few moments. And the tornado warning in Washington County, they're going to continue that. But that really looks more like a bowing segment as well. And so, look, it doesn't matter if you get damage, whether it's damaging straight line winds or a tornado, it really doesn't matter at all. So we are encouraging everyone in northern Washington County, specifically northwestern Washington County, near Chatham, State Highway 56, Loper, and also areas near Millry, to be in a safe place now as we have a possible tornado. And if it's not a tornado, it's going to be damaging winds coming in from the west. This is moving very rapidly at about 55 miles an hour now, and this is going to be crossing the state line into the state of Alabama in the next few moments. So this thing has raced across southern Wayne County, and it's about to be in Washington County, Alabama. And that's the reason we're here with this ongoing tornado warning. So we have just passed 7 o'clock. It is now 8 p.m. in the east. It's 5 o'clock out west, and it's just after 7 o'clock here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we are tracking a possible tornado crossing the state line in Wayne County, Mississippi, coming into Washington County in West Alabama. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside Matthew Morgan, and this is the only warning that we've got as of 7:02 p.m. Only tornado warning on the board for parts of Washington County. And let me just stress, it is not that we are ignoring you if you are in, for example, coastal Alabama or Northwest Florida. But we have to cover the folks that are in the danger zone. And right now, the danger zone is specifically parts of Washington County, Alabama. Let me check on a few sources here, and we'll put this in motion while I do this. I'm going to look off camera at a few sources real quick, not going anywhere, so just hang with me so that we can get a better handle on what we've got going on. And thank you to everyone who continues to send in comments. And have you seen any power outage reports? One thing I asked for a second ago, if you had a power outage from the pressure gradient winds today, we would love for you to let us know about that, as I know that we've had several across the region in central Alabama a bit earlier. It's now 7:03 p.m. just watching this line of storms come into West Alabama. You know, I don't see much in the way of reports from behind these tornado warnings, and so that is good news. So what we're going to do is continue to track this possible tornado over the next few minutes. I also do not see anything in the way of debris that is being lofted into the sky. Doesn't mean that there's not a tornado down. There very well could be. But what this does mean is that we simply don't see evidence of a tornado in terms of debris being lofted into the sky. Let me bring that over here so I can see it, please. Let's see. Thank you. Okay, yeah. So West Bend is over in Clark County. That's good. Thank you. Thanks, Matt. And got a report that we had a power outage there but the viewer said that it's been out for hours. And so West Bend is right here in northern Clark County. I'll zoom in on that area. West Bend is under a severe thunderstorm warning. And so this part of, in fact, all of Clark County is under, or most of Clark County, I should say, is under a severe thunderstorm warning until 8 o'clock. That includes Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson, Silitpa, also areas near Coffeyville, Zimco. You've also got Chilton. Also areas near Fulton involved in that severe thunderstorm warning. And yeah, I'm seeing several reports as well that we've got trees down across the region, not because of these storms. The winds out ahead of this massive line of thunderstorms have just been screaming today out of the south. And one of the things that I'm a bit encouraged about tonight, you know, we're not encouraged obviously that we have severe weather, but we are encouraged that the winds at the surface anyway, in other words, the winds where we are on the surface of the earth, have actually been a little bit more out of the southeast as opposed to due south. And you may be wondering, so why does that matter? Well, it matters because if this line were oriented like this, in other words, north to south, as opposed to what it's doing right now, basically these storms would probably be a bit stronger. And so the fact that we have a situation where these storms are a little more tilted in nature, that is working to our advantage tonight. In other words, if these storms end up staying a little bit more tilted like this and continue pushing across our region like that, that will work in our favor, hopefully, to continue to mitigate some of the bigger damage. Now, that's not to say we won't have damage. I think we will in terms of trees coming down across the region especially, but what I can tell you is I would be much more concerned if this line were a little bit more north to south oriented, and we just don't see that tonight, and so that's a good thing. Hopefully that continues. Current time is now 7:07 p.m., and let's zoom into our tornado warning. This is over in rural West Alabama. There's your possible tornado right about here. This is passing very near or about 2 or 3 miles north of State Line, Mississippi. And when I say state line in that sense, I mean the community of State Line, not the actual state line. So there's a community right there on the Mississippi side of the line called State Line. And you need to be in that tornado safe place if you're at the community of State Line, Mississippi, as this possible tornado is passing just to your north, and it's gonna miss State Line by, I mean, just a hair, not very much at all. So be in a safe place in State Line, and I'll be able to give you an all clear in State Line, Mississippi in about 5 minutes. It's not gonna last long. State Highway 56, we're encouraging no travel right now on State Highway 56 from Chatham over to State Line, Mississippi. Same thing on Alabama Highway 17 from Millry back down to Chatham. You can't be traveling at this point as we have a possible tornado coming in from the west. Let's go back to the radar scope source, please, Matt. There we go. And yeah, there's evidence of rotation there, no doubt about it, but you know, just shooting it to you straight, it looks more like a damaging wind threat. And so with that said, we'll see what the Weather Service decides to do. They blanketed all of this area. Let's go back to LV1 and I'll show you this. All of this area in a severe thunderstorm warning, but for now, they have chosen, not yet anyway, to extend this tornado warning. And so we'll see if they decide to do so in the next little bit. And one of the things that we're doing tonight in the middle of all of this severe weather is we're introducing our all clear policy. Some of you that watched the video last night heard me go over this, but the way this is gonna work tonight, if you have your counties turned on in the Red Zone Weather app, I'll pull that up for you. It looks just like this. So you can turn on your individual counties like that, and if you have those turned on, you can get an all clear message when the threat ends for your specific county. And I suspect the first county that's going to get an all clear in about an hour or so will be Washington County over in West Alabama. But let me stress, we have an active tornado warning right now for Washington County due to this little feature that is passing to the north of State Line that could be producing a brief spin-up tornado crossing the state line right now, coming into areas near Yarbo and Chatham over the next few minutes. I'm going to zoom in real tight, and we're going to call out some of the roads. I love this little feature that our software developer introduced because, you know, especially in this part of West Alabama, it's a very rural part of the world. So I'm going to call out some roads, and if you live near or on these roads or within 5 miles of these roads, you need to be taking shelter. We're talking about County Road 5 in Washington County, Jimmy Road, also areas near Copeland Buckatuna Road, that's a mouthful. Also areas near Jesse Williams Road, Cow Hill Road. This is in far west Alabama in Washington County, Tate Road. Also areas near Healing Springs Avenue. That's on the west side, out there on the west side of Milry. You've also got, of course, State Highway 17, Ferguson Road, and areas near State Highway 56. Those are the main areas involved in this tornado warning. And if I just called your road out, or if you live within 5 miles of those specific roadways, please be in a safe place now, as we have a possible tornado coming in from the west imminently. I mean, this thing is racing off to the east. Let's look at the Weather Service update. They're saying east at 53 miles an hour. Not many tornadoes move that quick, but this one is. And let me stress as well, for folks in Choctaw County, the tornado warning for Choctaw County has been cleared. So there is no tornado warning for Choctaw County. But there is an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning, and it's in place until 8 o'clock. And I suspect the line will be out of Choctaw County long before that. But for folks in Cullenberg and areas near West Bend, Coffeyville, the main line of storms is approaching your location now, and you are under a severe thunderstorm warning with the potential for damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour as this storm comes in from the west. Let's put this on loop mode. I want to check a few other things here to see what we've got going on, and we will just check a few sources here. I want to see specifically, Matt, if we have anything in the way of damage back in Mississippi, because sometimes damage paths can be very telling. Have you seen anything in the comments? No, I haven't either, which is good. Obviously, with us losing daylight, it becomes increasingly more difficult for us to be able to get reports. But so far, I have not seen anything in the way of significant damage in the immediate term. Now, we have seen damage back in Mississippi and Louisiana earlier today, but over the last hour, I have not seen many, if any, damage reports behind the immediate line. We did have a damage report from, I believe it was East Bruton earlier, if I'm not mistaken, of a tree down, but of course that's due to pressure gradient winds way out ahead of these storms. Let's kind of work the line from south to north, and if you want to put me back in the box, that's fine. We'll start in the south and go back to the north. We have a severe thunderstorm warning down in Louisiana for Plaquemines Parish. That includes areas near Houma. You've also got storms now clear of the New Orleans metro. And so if you know someone in New Orleans that wants to get back into the Mardi Gras spirit over the next several hours, by all means, go ahead. The storms have cleared through New Orleans. Storms moving through southeast Mississippi, coming into Biloxi and areas near Pascagoula and Gulfport over the next few minutes. And these storms are coming into northern Mobile County over the next hour or so, currently situated near Beaumont and McLean in Mississippi. And of course, we're here because of our tornado warning. This is in Washington County, and I suspect with the signature, you know, this is more of a damaging straight line wind risk at this point, but nonetheless, whether it's a tornado, whether it's damaging straight line winds, really doesn't matter. If it affects you, it's a big deal. And so we're encouraging everyone, particularly near State Highway 17, north of Chatham, near Jordan, Yarbo, Loper, and Milry, to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you possibly can between you and the outside world. We're also watching storms coming into Clark County. These are not tornado-warned storms, but you're going to have some nasty wind shortly over the next few minutes as we continue to watch these storms come into northwestern Clark County. Let me move, there we go. So again, watching this situation very carefully over in West Alabama. Matt, in just a minute, I'm going to have you go over to LD2 once I get this up, and I want to show the whole state view here of what we've got going on. Because in the northern part of Alabama, these storms are not severe. There we go. If you'll take that full, please, sir. This will give you LD2, thank you. This will give you a good idea of what we've got going on across the region. And they're going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. So what's happening here, in fact, we'll come back to the state view in just a moment. Let's go back to LD1, because here's some good news. We'll give you an imminent tornado all clear in Washington County. All right, an imminent tornado all clear in Washington County. What does that mean? It means that, yes, you're going to have some rough storms shortly in Washington County, but the imminent tornado threat has come to a close and the warning has expired in northern Washington County. And so with that said, we're down to a deal where we now have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, and we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just come on the board for northern Mobile County. So northern Mobile County is now under a severe thunderstorm warning, and this is because of the potential for damaging straight line winds. This is a new warning, and what I'm going to do is send out a quick alert to our folks in the Red Zone Weather app. All right, there we go. And let's call out some of the folks who are in this new severe thunderstorm warning. So if I call you out, you're involved in this new warning. Citronelle, areas near Russell, Gulf Crest. You've also got areas near Big Creek Lake, Wilmer, Sims, Chinchula, Earlville. Also, southern Washington County is involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning, valid until 8:15. Sims Chapel, Deer Park, Vinegar Bend, Topton, also a big chunk of US Highway 45 is involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. And so, line of storms coming in from Mississippi into West Alabama now, and you could have damaging wind gusts up to 80 miles an hour. The good news is, Matt, we have no tornado warnings. First time in about 45 minutes, I think, that we have no active tornado warnings. And I tell you what, let me kind of watch this area in northern Washington County because, yes, there could be some gnarly winds. We're talking winds capable of downing trees over the next few minutes near Milry and Yarbo specifically. And so I would treat this like a tornado warning if you're in Milry or Yarbo, because those winds could be nasty. We're talking straight line winds coming into Milry. If you know someone in Milry, Alabama, you need to call them now and let them know that they need to be in a safe place, as we could have damaging straight line winds with this severe thunderstorm warning. Line of severe storms coming in from the west. Same thing if you're in Coffeyville. You need to be inside, away from windows. No tornado warning for those areas as of 7:18 p.m., but we do have ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings in place for all of the counties, or communities, I should say, that I have just called out as of 7:18 p.m. And for folks that just may be joining us, the way this works, I know it sounds repetitive, but we've got folks coming in and out of the stream. And so if you're just now joining us, if you have had any sort of wind damage today or a power outage, let us know about it in the comments below. That is immensely helpful, and that will be useful to us in determining which damage happened before the main line of storms moved through. So let's kind of work the line from north to south this time. Nasty storms crossing the Tombigbee River, coming into southern Marengo County near Sweetwater and Nanophilia over the next few minutes. Line of storms coming into Clark County imminently over the next few minutes. Same thing in northern Washington County. Could have very pronounced gusty winds coming into Yarbo and Milry right now. And so watching that line of storms very carefully. Same thing back in Greene County. This is ultimately going to come into northern Mobile County over the next little bit. Our plan of action, we're going to go back to covering storms in the Red Zone Weather app, and y'all know the drill. If we get a new tornado warning, we'll come back on Facebook Live and bring you the very latest. By the way, just got a late breaking report of a power outage in western Wilcox County, and so even that would be due to pressure gradient winds out ahead of this nasty line of storms coming in from the west. Again, gusty winds going to continue in advance of the line of storms, but again, the main concern is this big batch of storms coming in from the west. And so we're going to continue to watch it over the next little bit. And if we have more tornado warnings for you over the next few hours, we'll come straight back on Facebook Live and bring you the very latest. On behalf of Matthew Morgan, I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, and on behalf of all of us at Red Zone Group LLC, we'll be back when we have more warnings a bit later.
Be sure to find us across social media, and don't forget to download the free Red Zone Weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.